Hey. Turn this up. Whoops. Oh, wow. Be used against you. Only say my name. Will be used against you. Dreams, rings celebrate, and I'll trade all my tomorrows for just one yesterday. Teach you a lesson in the worst kind of way. God, it's so hot in this room. Damn. Hey. Let's see. You're the same. Wait, is that true? Oh, there it is. I was like, where'd my pen go? Just one yesterday. No, Max! Stop! And I've disappeared. My sailor boy. Get down. No. They don't realize, but where they place their pots, there's a wire there for my headphones, and they kind of, when they do the little diggy motion, they kind of drag the wire. Don't. I floated in the pumpkin, you all got me lost in the darkness, it's too late. Leave me so low. Sam, just to walk away, just to let me go. When I was in heaven. Ow. Something in my jaw just cracked. Got some headshots I'm doing. This redraw I need to finish before the end of the year at some point. As long as it's finished before the end of the year, it still counts. Haha. And then I was thinking of redrawing these. I never finished with the element of air or element of water, sadly. But I'm pretty proud of how the element of fire mostly turned out. Yeah, it took forever. Hand drawing those flames. Oh, God, the hours. And my sweet little earth elemental. She's got rock spines. And then these, my babies. These are some characters of mine. From left to right, Applebush, a Wind Clan Elder, Jizzlepaw / Shade, a River Clan Medicine Cat Apprentice, Perk Sparch, a Thunder Clan Warrior, and Hickory Path, my Shadow Clan boy. Applebush is my favorite because she's she's an elder and she's like everyone's mother. Look at all those scars. She's a scarred woman for fighting for her babies. And she's everyone's mother, Your Honor. Alright, back to some simple headshots. Right? Yo. I just need, bam, perfect neck fluff. I just need to make that connector so if I go and do the fucking select the layer, it doesn't show me like, hey, actually, it's not fully connected. Just need a basic connection. And I wanna kiss you to feel alright. I'm so tired. What a happy kitty. They look so happy. What's gonna happen to them? Me whenever I start a new comic. Wow, they look so sweet. Where's the trauma? And you typically know who one of the favorite characters tends to be because they go through the worst of it. And then the author's like, I just really love this character, don't you? And it's like, why the fuck are you letting them get the shit kicked out of them? And it's like, that's true love. Which is funny because I do the same thing with my favorite characters. Yes, be in pain. I love you, but you must suffer. Suffer for the content. Somebody hurt you, I wanna fight. Too many times. Somebody's so fucking rude. And I never lose. Hold on to your song, that'll be just fine. Love to another heart. A little bit higher up on this ear. This bitch has got long ears. Damn. Another love. All my tears have been used up on another love. Another love. All my tears have been used up. Oh. God, it's so fucking hot in my room. Ugh. I'm gonna sing a song that'll be just fine. So that along to another heart. On another love, another love. All my dreams have been used up. 4 different cat faces, and then a pony. What are you doing here? How did you sneak into the group? It's just this and her friend. And Kyle. Oh, this song. Their couch. About. All before his friend. I said, oh, and the mood just changed. Started acting strange. Oh, I see you frames trying to drop on me. He said, you want to know that I didn't be. Therapist to therapy. I'll never see. She was my remedy. Kid, you got too many problems, and I don't have enough stuff to help you with, so. Oh, and the mood just changed. Started acting strange. This was our next exchange. He said, I'll tell you what I never think I could be. I really need help, but I never never that to me. I need a man, you know, I'm gonna need. I'm hope I'm my therapist to therapy. I'm my therapist to therapy. See, I'm so messed up with a therapist to therapy. I'm doing just a friend. Oh, and it's very test. My doctor found a doctor, and his doctor told him this. I'm not really what I think I can be. I really hope I'm never know that to me. I'm never messed up. I send my therapist to therapy. What I never see. The face is sad as yours, and I'm never remedy. Never have any. Messed up. I send my therapist to therapy. Sitting by the closet door. Everybody nods across the floor. Stress lines. That's all you need to do. Little lines under the eyes, and then they're stressed. Or old. I feel like I did. I feel like I did. I won't love you like I do. I made you like I did. Someday you may find a picture perfect guy, and I hope you would with poison. Ow. Like I did. So under your toilet letter. This is the part that where it's like the differentiation in ears for cats and horses, and it's like I start to kind of merge them after a while. Okay. Na, 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 na. Any moment now, Your Highness. Believe me, I know I've sunk pretty low. But whatever I've done, you deserve. Very unquiet. I'm a bad guy, that's fine. It's no fault of mine, and justice at last will be served. So time to stand up, or it's time to back down, and there's only one answer for me. And I stand up and fight, 'cause I know that I'm right. Ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Ready as I'll ever be. Now it's time to stand up, or it's time to stand down, and the answer is easy to see. And I swear by the sword, if you're in, get on board. Are you ready? Ready as I'll ever be. Are you quite sure we can do this? Together we will guarantee I'll make them hear me. Trust me, I'll save my home and family. Sand and our moments at hand. Ready as I'll ever be. Okay, I was gonna like change. Waiting for the stream to catch up, like. Oh, you ready to play long stream? You ready to work? I just look over and I see the I forget what it's called. The bit rate? Frame rate? I don't know. The thing that says KBPS and then it has like a bunch of numbers. It was down in the yellow. Look, I'm not smart with technical talk, okay? When it comes to art though, I know very little still. I'm self-taught. Oh! Hey, Don! Thank you for the raid. You want memes? Huh? You want a meme? You know what? Since you want a meme, I'll give you a very specific meme. You wouldn't understand it because you're not in the Warrior Cats fandom, but... Hello, raiders! Welcome! Welcome! I'm looking up for a meme for you right now. You wouldn't get that being a non-Warrior Cats fan, but it's Posture check. Oh, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. You missed it, Mercer. I was playing easy earlier. Oh no, he's doing it. He's doing it, chat. No. 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 I'm bringing the meme. Hang on, the meme's coming. The budgie. I love that the Tangio can exist along with the... Oh, I'm a failure. Wait, I'm bringing the meme. Hang on.
I will send you to Jesus.
The meme. Nobody. Brightheart. When she just started mentoring J-pop. J Feather and Longtail. Corporate needs you to find the difference between this picture and this picture. Her. They're the same picture. The joke is they're both blind. That's the joke. These two characters are blind. No, Rick, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Swig it, swooty.
Damn, I didn't know you were like that, GLaDOS. But yeah, that's the
Lizard.
My favorite.
Lizard.
Are you kidding? That's unfair.
The lizard is slapping
I need to calm
chat.
down. Everything's fine.
Amanda.
You got small. Oh, sniff chat. Oh no, I'm about to be slapped.
Good news. You see, there's no need to wonder where your god is. Because he's right
No.
here.
Ow! Ow! Stop it! Stop it! No! No. I taste delicious. I'm delicious to that cat. Do you hear this back talk right now? Do you hear this back talk from Milo right now? He's growling up at me. Also, thank you for the... hang on. Thank you for the raid, and thank you for all those redeems, and the stream streak. Wait, I gotta do the... Milo is giving me such shit right now. He's like, excuse you. Shout out! Yes, this is my funny meme I offer you. It doesn't make sense unless you know the books, but these two characters are blind. That's the joke. Anyways, this is some old art I'm thinking of redrawing. We attack for... Is it we attack for the meme? Oh, accept the meme. Okay. Good! It's a funny meme because, you know, Brightheart's sick of both their shit. This is my Earth Elemental cat I made. It's probably not just your phone. It could also be, my stream has been having a little bit of bleh. This is a fire cat. Let me just... You see all that little detail in the fire? You see how there's that and then that? Yeah, I did that all by hand. It took an entire day. It was painful, and I have learned from my mistake of not doing it in one setting. But I love how he turned out. I named him Fire Dancer. And then this is the big piece I want to finish before the end of the year. To show anyone who's curious of what that's a redraw for, since the title is this redraw. It's a redraw of this. Which, it's a redraw of another redraw of another redraw. It's one of those, you redraw a drawing every year to see how much you've... Mercer, why are you driving and streaming? I'm kidding. Well, driving and watching stream, I mean. But yeah, I was playing some Has-Been Hotel songs earlier, Mercer. True, you are so right. You just left the doctor's. Was it Dr. Pepper? What'd he tell you? I realize that works on multiple levels. From the actual drink, to the joke of Dr. Pepper, to, you know, Pepper, your friend. Pepper became a doctor? When? Uselessness. On the line, it's dangerous. God, I love Epic the Musical. I have for any fellow musical heads in the chat, uh I have the sweater that they came out with that has all the on the sleeves the patches of the like each album art, and then it says like epic on the front and stuff. I have the black version of that because the original was a like a light blue and it's a very beautiful blue color, but I was like, it's nice. And then they came out with the black one and I was like, I must have. Ooh. What the? Why did it say your message was deleted? For saying you're at Sonic. What the fuck? Apparently my chat doesn't like when you say the word Sonic. I look down and see one message deleted by moderator. I'm like, I didn't delete a message. What the fuck? And I click what it sees. It says the message. Oh. It might have been because there's a period between am and now, so it might have been like, that's a link. Yep. Yeah, the period makes it a link apparently, because, you know, that's how it totally works. Time to test. them periods making it a link. You know what? I have full control over my music. Yeah. We must listen. Does no one know who they're dealing with? No one will go. Forget and forgive. It's terminal. Me, it did it all. It's incomplete. They're making peace. This has to pay for what she did that day, for what she took away. When the hard rain is gonna fall down like gravity, and gravity. High for a night says he want me a dead. Blood demands blood, gonna get my hands wet. Like gravity. You think you're hell's great savior. Will you feel when I return the favor? You need make you watch him bleed. You couldn't save her. Then when he needed you, the only one that completed you was just a little he to do. Understand this is what I need to do. I can see the cloud. So run and save you now, and hard rain is gonna fall down like gravity. I'm a says you owe me a debt. Blood demands blood, gonna get my hands wet. I'm so glad. Apparently this song was leaked. I'm so glad I knew nothing about it. I'm so glad I went into that blind. Then came trouble. And now mom walked into the living room. She's boy wanted to you since you didn't know what you had to do. Nope. I had no idea about that song at all. Not a single thing about it. I didn't even know we would get a loot song. I had no clue. Like, yeah. I was so unprepared for that. I was like, which is weird because typically I somehow always stumble upon those, like, from people, you know, constantly sharing them or whatever. I'm like, I'll somehow stumble upon them. I'm like, how did I get here? Like, I will admit, somebody decided to be brazen and post an unfinished clip of Arcane from the new season last year, and oh boy. Like, it took me like a second to realize, oh shit, this is from the new season. Whoop! Whoop! Swipe, swipe, swipe. Go on, skipping on past. Bro, dispatch. Oh. I'm so. I will say, I am a little annoyed from what I hear that you kind of get railroaded into situations no matter what. Which I know is Telltale's thing, but like, come on, give us more choice, more freedom. What if I wanna, fucking, what if I wanna, what if I wanna schmooze up, the character Jacksepticeye plays, huh? What if I wanna schmooze up that short fighter, dude? Or the one Moist Critical Voices, the Bat Dude, Sonar. What if I wanted to smooze up the... Get over here! Yeah, Punch Up, we need you. Get over here. I like... You know what? Nah, I'll be single uh... with myself. I gotta say, that one superhero dude kind of looks a lot like Omni-Man, I will say, so it kind of threw me for a loop seeing him. I'm like, huh? I forget his name. But he's supposed to be like is like, fuck. Phenomenon, yeah. Yeah, that's the dude. He looks so much... He looks so much like early Omni-Man. I was like, what? He's... Oh, just a depressed bean. He's actually funny. I'm like, what a funny dude. You know what I might do here in a little bit to not be so alone? We might watch some Minecraft ARGs together and be scared together, y'all. Because watching those alone is a... maybe don't. Maybe don't watch it in a dark room when you're alone. Oh my goodness. I love the way. I watched the, Don't Turn Left at the Crossroads. Oh. They worked hard to earn that love from you, Mercer. Aww. Yeah, there's one character I'm kind of iffy on because of the things I've heard happen within the game because of her, or, you know, Let me just give it short and quick here. There's a scene in a locker room, if you know what I mean. True, there's a lot of scenes in the locker room. I realized. But I said, I actually don't know who else he's in the locker room with besides Phenomenon. Because I know there's that scene where, like, I've seen, like, just a picture of it where Phenomenon is just holding him. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why are you just holding him like a toy or a child? But, he's holding him like a doctor would a newborn baby. He's like, look at this thing. Look at this thing. Look at this little baby man. No powers or nothing. But I'm talking about. I guess there's a scene with Invisigal or whatever, and it's if you take a certain route, the scene is not. Also, I saw some people making some very good points about like the how that superhero program place works and how they're like, oh, we're gonna get rid of whoever's at the very bottom. And Invisigal was at the bottom for so very long and did like one thing impressive to get herself slightly bumped up. How the fuck? Like, how the fuck does she, like, just because one thing, she gets bumped up, then they're like, oh, we have to fire someone else. It's like, no! This is one time she did anything good. Fire her ass! All those other people have been working their asses off to keep where they are. She did one thing. Yeah, I've heard things. Yeah. You apparently have to take a certain route with that scene. I'm like, why? Why? I saw someone who was like, who was like, guys, I'm one of the few people who didn't romance no one. It's like, good for you. You know what you want. None of them. Right? I hated that you had to either fire Sonar or Coop. Like, why? Thank you for the follow. I was taking a sip of water. Thank you, Naru. Thank you so much. And me and Mercer having a fun discussion about dispatch. Ha ha ha. Yeah. I say we should just fire the whole company and start our own company. Yeah, this is typically how it goes for me and Mercer when we get on the topic of like movies or shows or games that we both know. We're like, hey. See, I want to play the game, but I'm also like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, give me more options. Give me more freedom to choose. I've heard a lot of people complain about being railroaded into situations and options, and I'm like, I don't want that. You would have fired Punch Up, wouldn't you? Short, angry Irishman. So somebody drew a little comic that is the funniest thing, where it's Sonar and Punch Up giving shit to Robert, and they're like, look at it, like, we're but they were like, it's Punch Up and Sonar, and they're like, there goes that period again. The period is like, you made it a link, bruh. But Punch Up and Sonar are like, look at you, Rob. You're just sitting there behind a desk talking to a microphone all day while we're doing the real work. And Robert's like, this feels ironic somehow. Because they're voiced by YouTubers. It was so funny. It's like, we're doing all the real work, and you're just sitting there behind a computer talking to a mic. It was such a funny little comic. Right? I'm 24 up and I romp at the top. Well, it's off the bottle and it's pushing me up. I could literally see a bunch of people doing like a line dance to this song, just like, yeah. But it's a bunch of like heavily depressed people who are like, you know, scar that my wrist is, I don't do long with too short as a knife. It's such an upbeat song about dying. legs are dangling off the edge. The eyes, they stare into your soul. Okay, need to go outside? Okay, that's what he was. Okay, I'll be right back. Gotta let these little dummies out. Gonna rush to let them out and then run back upstairs. Enjoy staring at this blank-faced pony. What did I just? By the way, it was Prism I didn't like at first. Nicki Minaj, Cardi C, Lady Haha. I'm temporarily blind. What do you mean temporarily? You blind forever, bitch. Bitch, you blind forever. Oh, that's that's amazing in a morbid way. Oh my god. Having his little girl singing like in his like, hey honey, you want to sing this cute little part for me? Yeah, Dad, I want to be a little bird. Him knowing exactly what the rest of the song means. Yeah, kid, yeah. Be a little bird. It's so funny. Drive safe now, Mercer. You hear? That's what I tell myself. Keep my head distracted. Trying to love somebody else. Different. What I want to do. Why does it look so wrong? What? Okay, I guess that looks better. You think about all the old days. Better. I think I make it through. Swear to God, I'm happy. It's what I tell myself. Keep my head distracted. Trying to love somebody else. Not different. That's what I have to do. I miss missing you. I'm missing you. God, I'm happy. What about myself? Yeah. They're just shadows now. Look at them. Ah! That's actually a real cool way to do the lineless art. Line art is just making it disappear. Look in the own grave, that is what they all say. You'll drink yourself to death. You have left. Then when you were born, step drinking from a paper cup, you won't remember this. The wild winds around you. Icarus is flying too close to the sun. And Icarus's life, it is only just begun. Icarus's life, it is only just begun. You're burning up your armor when you leave. Icarus is flying too close to the sun. And Icarus's life, it has only just begun. And this is how it feels to break a fall. Hey, put on a happy face. I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy today. Tick tock, ticking like a time bomb. Hey! I'm happy today. Tick tock, ticking like a time bomb. Oh, well, thank you for the follow, Jackalope Crossing. Gee, I wonder why that sounds familiar. That's not a wabbit, that's a jackalope. Yeah, I do. I think it was when we were playing Dead by Daylight, you popped into the stream, done stream, and they were like, wait a second. I know you, that sounds familiar. I have seen that they have plushies of those seals from Sky, and I need a 20 of them now. I think it was during the Dead by Daylight stream, or either that or a stream I was like in the chat with. Sorry, pardon me. Hiccups. Not even a normal hiccup. That was like a half hiccup. Ding, 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 ding. What's up, children? Hi. Hi, kids. Hi. Yeah, hi, babies. Hi. I'm trying to show him a toy, and he's like, "Huh?" No, true friends will be in the front. Right. All right. Putting on a chatting screen for a second. So I'm gonna take a small break to go feed my dogs, and when we come back, we're gonna be watching some Minecraft ARGs. Yeah, let's be spooked together, y'all. Woohoo! Anyways, be right back. Got some babies to feed. Somebody to someone, someone to you. God, I love this song. Also, I'm sorry, True Friends almost took you out, Mercer. Damn. Oopsies. All right. Well, thank you, music. You've been a lot of help. But time to play some spooky Minecraft videos. All right. Let me. All right. Gotta change some stuff, the title and all that. Okay. We are playing. We're going to be watching Searching for a World That Doesn't Exist. Hoo hoo hoo. Heck yeah. All right.
Whatever you do at the crossroads, don't turn left. This is the first line in a book that Avery claims he did not write. 2 weeks ago, a YouTube channel called Avery the Mayo uploaded a YouTube video titled Weird Book I Did Not Write, where he shows us a mine that supposedly he never built. Inside the mine is a chest that Avery did not place, and inside the chest is a book that Avery did not write. Inside the book is a very strange message. Whatever you do at the crossroads, don't turn left. Don't be fooled, it's listening. You can't outsmart it, it's listening to me. It's watching me. It isn't from this world. At the crossroads, don't turn left. 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 Over and over, followed by a sequence of numbers. And that's it. It seems impossible that a whole mine just appears in your world without your knowledge, but Avery explains in the description of the video that the laptop he's playing on is from a storage locker. It already had Minecraft installed and this world already existed, but when Avery first loaded it up, it was just a normal world. He only now discovered this mine a few hundred blocks from his house. So in that case, what is this book? The contents are strange and it's not evident what they refer to. If anything, they just sound like some crazy rambling. But the numbers at the end are clearly some sort of code, so maybe we can solve it and figure out what this book is talking about. Except we can't. The numbers go higher than 26, so it's not any alphabetical code. There are 4 sections, not 3, so it isn't coordinates. And in fact, there's not a single cipher that comes up as a good match for this code. If it is a code, it's unlike any code I've ever seen, and I wasn't able to decipher it. So, is that it? A strange, one-off YouTube video and a dead end? Not quite, because for 2 frames at the very end of the video, Avery's inventory flashes a random pattern of blocks, and this time there is a code, because taking the first letter of the name of every block and capitalizing it if there is more than one, you get a string. A string that perfectly matches the length of a Google Drive link, that when you enter, takes you to a folder. And this is where the true mystery begins. The mystery of a Minecraft world that doesn't exist. Opening the video named Footage 1, we can see a player in the exact same spot Avery was in the last video, except now he has way more items than he had last time. Presumably this is from his house, and he's come to use this mine in survival as part of this world. The book is now gone from the chest, but it could be that Avery just burned it because it creeped him out, or it's just this book in his inventory. Regardless, Avery lines up with the other strip mine and begins to start a new one into the wall, but when he does, he finds this. Nothing weird, it's just a cave, and Avery walks in to begin exploring, until he stops and sees this. It's hard to make out, but as he walks close,
hang on, I gotta make sure. It says I'm at the highest quality, but also
so we can see what it is. Moss and grass. This is immediately a red flag because this kind of terrain does not generate in caves. Avery checks underneath it, but there's nothing else either. And when he runs back to grab his torches, he notices yet another patch of moss in the corner of the cave. Again, not natural, but not leading anywhere either. It's only when he heads back down the cave does he see it. A tree. Avery approaches the clump of greenery, and there it is.
What?
A tree unlike any other oak tree in the entire game. Whatever this is,
I don't think those are supposed to spawn.
Avery backtracks a bit, and we
down
get a better
there.
look at this shrub, for lack of a better word. And after some hesitation and circling around it, Avery decides to try mining the tree. And he does, with no problem. It looks just like a normal tree, except normal trees don't generate underground. And it's not the only one.
That is the most rectangular ass tree I've seen ever.
Into the cave, he passes larger and larger patches of greenery, coming across more shrubs and even more trees and even more moss. He pauses to talk at one point, but instead of commenting on the trees, he brings up something else. It's weird, we've only seen stone. And I guess he's right, the walls of this cave don't have any diorite, granite, andesite, or ores, but come on, there's a bigger elephant in the room here. At some point though, Avery's wish gets granted and the cave turns into terracotta, tuff, and deep slate. The greenery gets larger and larger, with the trees growing bigger and bigger. Until finally, Avery reaches the end.
What the fuck? What the actual fuck? If I found
Avery
this,
stops for several.
if I found this on a world I loaded up, I would be like, nope, I'm out of here, bye. That's too strange for me. That is too strange for me.
Long seconds just taking everything in. The room is a giant cave.
What's my power? Green. What? Green. Leloid.
Green, with strange, unnaturally large trees forming a staircase on the back wall. The floor is
You are the
covered in
ninja
a
of
massive
green.
field of moss, scattered with the strange trees we saw earlier. Avery slowly heads down the cavern wall, being careful not to take too much damage while maneuvering his way to the bottom. He looks
Okay, that's actually smart. I've never thought to use sand to stack up to me. Huh. Well, shit, I've learned something new here.
Looks around in awe as he explores the chamber, and from closer up, we can see a tunnel right between the massive tree gates. Avery searches around the trees
I
for a
would
few
not
minutes,
either.
seemingly mesmerized by the build, and we can see that these gates are made of trees stacked on trees stacked on trees, made of spruce, mud, and oak. But the question here is obvious. What is this place? This kind of terrain obviously doesn't generate naturally, so who made it, and how does it just appear in Avery's world? Well, if there's any answer to that question, it's through this tunnel, because finally Avery decides to stop sightseeing and heads down the tunnel at the center of the room.
Fuck no! Fuck
Avery
no! It's
walks
darkness
through
in
the
that
mud-brick
tunnel.
turning to glance behind him every few steps.
Fuck
But of
no.
course,
Fuck that.
nothing is there. The world is set to single player. At least, it seems that way. Until this happens.
Why is he walking towards the darkness? Why would you ever leave the light and walk towards the darkness? No. Just no.
Something is wrong. It's almost impossible to notice, but at the far edge of the tunnel, the first pair of torches have suddenly been wiped out. Avery stares for a few seconds and continues walking. Another pair of torches is gone. I'm not scared of torches turning off.
I would be.
And then another. I don't know.
It's literally every time he fucking turns around. I would be terrified. I'd be fucking terrified.
What kind of practical joke this is. But I already heard you in the...
Oh! No, run!
I'm not scared of a game.
What the fuck? What the actual fuck? I got goosebumps when the torches started going out. I don't like that. Why would you run into the darkness? You trapped yourself. You fool. Well, I guess if there was something at the other end, he was trapped either way. If you think about it, if the thing was coming towards him.
I don't know why I just jumped down. I wasn't scared. But I felt... compelled. I've never felt like that in my life. What is going on here? Things just went from strange to incredibly creepy in a matter of seconds. This doesn't just happen on a normal world, but Avery did say he found this world on a computer he got from a storage locker. So maybe this is just a world that the old owner of this computer created, and it's just some strange adventure horror map. Case closed. Except it's not, because the video files aren't the only thing in this Google Drive folder. If you remember, there's also this PDF, and opening it, we see this. My exploration into a strange tunnel I found in my Minecraft world. I've been playing this world for a while and just discovered this. This is my documentation of the search. Notably, when I installed Minecraft, this world came pre-created. Always thought that was a little strange, but I'm not really sure. This seems okay
Well,
enough,
okay then.
But remember what Avery said earlier. He found this computer in a storage locker with Minecraft installed. Not he installed Minecraft and this world was there. Admittedly, it's a pretty small difference, but still, why the conflicting stories? Something you may have also noticed that I can't explain is why Avery's name is now censored. He wasn't censored in the previous videos, but now he's both hidden his name and changed his skin, almost like he's hiding from something. But there's still a lot more of this footage, and if you want to
what?
figure out what's happening in this world, why it exists, and what it has to do with Avery, we have to keep watching, as Avery runs from whatever it is that's hiding in this world. Avery says he has to keep moving, even if he doesn't exactly know why.
Oh, hey,
and
look,
the
all that,
only way to go is down. Avery
lapis.
takes a leap into the giant pool of water before him and swims down.
That's a
into
lot of
junction
lapis,
tunnels.
holy shit.
After some hesitation, he burrows himself in the left wall for air before swimming down the left tunnel. He continues to navigate through the dark water, the tunnel getting narrower and narrower, with no end in sight. Until it opens into a giant cavernous room with just enough space at the top to get a bit of air. When Avery descends again, we can see tunnel openings sprawling across the walls. Avery scans around. There's no marker of where to
hate
go.
this.
Just tunnels upon tunnels as far as the eye
fucking
can see.
hate that!
And then he hears
Why?
it. The same sound as when the whispers played previously. Avery rushes to dig into the wall, and as he blocks himself in, we can hear the whispers again. Quieter, but still there, as if they're passing by him. When the coast is clear, Avery digs out. But now what? He has no choice but to gamble on a tunnel and hope it's correct. He scans the walls again, no obvious sign of which one to pick. So finally, he rolls the dice.
Gotta pick a choice. Get the fuck out of there.
The tunnel leads to another junction, and again, after a slight hesitation, Avery goes left. The tunnel continues.
It said no. It literally says not to take a left at the
narrower.
crossroads. You're not supposed to take a left at the crossroads. You said at the beginning. He's been taking lefts this whole fucking time. Yeah, kind of me, actually. The trypophobia or whatever, the fear of small holes and shit, or the fear of a lot of holes. Yeah, I get a little bothered by those too, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm fine with certain things, but like a hornet's or like beehive and seeing like the little holes, bees. I don't like that kind of shit. Like, I'm fine with like a pomegranate, like when you opening up a pomegranate and shit. Like, I'm fine with stuff like that. Yeah, so this whole portion kind of sucks right now. Like, I really want him to get out of the fucking water. That would be like my worst nightmare. I wake up and I'm underwater, dark as fucking can be, and then when I try and swim for anywhere, there's just holes everywhere. I'm just in a cave system with fucking holes. Ugh.
And narrower. And narrower.
Now all I can think of is like, what made those?
Until finally.
Like, what made those fucking tunnels? Because it feels like a thing made them, not people or anything like that. Still in the fucking caves!
He finds himself in the oasis.
How deep underground is this motherfucker? Where is the light? Where is the sun?
Avery looks around the room.
Oh, you can just barely... you can just barely see, right? Oh, you can see the moon right there. Okay, so there is, like, the cracks. If he dug up, he could, get the fuck out, but I guess where he's going in.
Strangely, almost peaceful. He's in the middle of a square pond, flanked on all sides by the same uncanny trees. He stares off at the water for a second before towering up and getting a good look around. Nothing but trees as far as the eye can see. For a moment,
don't go in that
he
forest.
pauses. Before something snaps, and he crafts a boat to get to the center of the lake. Without hesitation, he dives down into the tunnel and plugs up the hole. He makes another trip for good measure.
Tab out, make it
further.
creative.
If this thing comes through here again, It has to break that, but I need to explore. He sails back to the edge of the lake. What it can't avoid doing is loading the chunk. Avery chops a few trees and crafts a hopper with the spare iron in his inventory. His plan is simple. Set a trap for the thing following him. But wait, did I miss something? Because how does he know that something is following him? Sure, those torches turned off, and yeah, we heard those noises before, but there's actually an even stronger piece of evidence I haven't mentioned. Remember when Avery said this? I already heard you in the cave. Well, it took me a second to figure out what exactly.
Yeah, that's when shit got
meant,
crazy.
But then I heard this. It's almost impossible to make out, but on a few separate instances, while Avery was walking in that original cave, he would randomly pause for a second or two, and now we know why. He was listening. Every time he paused for just a brief moment,
looking
you could
back
hear
to see,
footsteps on the
too.
stone behind him. Stopping just a fraction of a second too late to be quiet. But okay, if something is somehow really following Avery in a single player world, how can he stop it, or at least get it to reveal itself? Well, that's exactly what he's doing right now. Like he said, he needs time to look around and explore this world, but while he's gone,
I'm kind of
anything can
expecting
just
something to
swing through
happen with the
hole and
constant looking
replace the
back.
blocks to make it look like nothing happened. But if Avery turns down his render distance and puts items in
Yes,
his
stop
hopper,
the
if
quick
he then goes
turnarounds. I'm
far
expecting
enough
a jump
away
scare.
and unloads the chunk, the only way for the hopper to be empty when he returns is if something loaded the chunk while he was gone. And then, whatever was following him would be exposed. The trap is set. Now, it's
Don't go in
time
that
to
forest, bro.
explore.
You can tell this is the whitest man. Right? I was kind of expecting one too, but I guess that's as close as the one we're getting so far is the torches thing, which is still pretty scary. I would be freaked the fuck out because torches don't go off like that. Like something has to
Avery
break them
walks
for
through
them
the
to
trees,
turn off.
avoiding the lake
So
so as to not load the chunk.
either it was managing to hit them both at the same time, or it is fucking massive and it was breaking them as it was walking.
Every inch of this place looks exactly the same. The same gray floor, the same strange trees. Everywhere he looks, there's nothing. Until, just in the corner of the screen, there's a sign. But it's hard to spot, and Avery
I don't know why
doesn't
that
seem to
meant.
see it, and he
There's a
keeps
sign.
walking.
Yeah.
Then he pauses. Interesting. That's the third sign we've seen so far. What? Where? Third sign? I've only seen this one, but it turns out he's right. Going back and re-watching the footage, just barely hidden in the corners of the screen are two other signs Avery crossed earlier in the recording.
Damn,
though
how'd
he
you
gave
see
no
those, bro?
indication at the time that he noticed them. Avery goes back to all three signs. All of them are blank, so I don't know what to make of it, but Avery seems to be satisfied and he explains why. These signs all seem to point to one place. Both of these angled ones point in the same direction. And he's right. If you line up a coordinate grid with the location and rotation of the signs, you get this. So he's right, all of them point a certain way, and if you trace out their intersection, it hits one specific point. He also pulls off this brilliant
See, now I'm
move
thinking he had to go back and forth between the signs to be able to figure out if, like, what way they were pointing, because, like, how can you tell which sign is the center sign and which ones are the, angled ones? And it's like, is it this way or... Damn, brother.
which you rarely see from these protagonists, by turning the difficulty to peaceful because he ran out of food. Absolutely genius. But with that said, he returns to the lake
Turn
to
it to
check on his
creative.
contraption. And nothing showed up. Items are still flowing
He
out of
is.
the hopper, which would be impossible if anything had loaded the chunk. Avery tells us exactly this. Nothing came through. Not to mention, the blocks are still in the same position Avery placed them to plug the hole. Now that he's shaken off whatever was following him, Avery sails back, presumably to find the intersection points of the signs. But before he does that, he opens up chat and says this. Something is here. What? How? Why is
Oh,
Avery
God.
saying that? Why isn't he sending it in chat? What did he see? I don't know.
That brought instant chills. Oh.
Avery is clearly smart. Smart enough to set a trap, and smart enough to set a backup. But whatever this thing is that's following him, it's smart too. Smart enough to block up the tunnel it entered from. Smart enough to refill the hopper with items after loading the chunk. Smart enough to hide its presence. This world seems to be guiding Avery somewhere. The whispers
Why
in
would
this
you ever
tunnel
follow?
coercing him to enter the cave. The signs pointing to the secret entrance under the tree. Whatever this world is, it's leading Avery. But to what? We don't know. All we do know is that he isn't alone. And finally,
Not the
Avery
grass
exits the
blocks.
maze into another giant room with what looks like a cipher above a door, with 3 levers right in front of it. Avery stares up at it, says he'll need a pen and paper, and blocks up the tunnel where he came from. The footage ends with him staring up at the code, deep in thought.
What the fuck?
From what I can see, the code atop the doorway looks something like this. It doesn't immediately remind me of anything, and plugging it into a cipher decoder gives me no ideas either.
I hate when the creature,
candidate
when the
ciphers just
creature's
gives
identity is
gibberish
intelligent. I
every
hate that
single
they're
time.
smart.
Whatever this code is, there's unfortunately no way that I or Avery can solve it. The second half of the footage picks up with 17 minutes of just staring at the wall, and then he gets it. Okay, I guess it was solvable. Avery says it's a good poem, but doesn't actually reveal what it said, only that it uses cipher stacking, a technique where two ciphers are layered one on top of the other to make a
Not criticizing the entity. We're not criticizing the entity. Don't fucking do that.
code almost undecipherable. How Avery actually solved it with a pen and paper is beyond me, but the puzzle isn't over yet. There's still this gate, which Avery suspects is some sort of combination lock. But instead of a pen and paper, his solution this time is a bit more, how do I put this? Efficient. And with that, wait. Who's Durlord 3? For the first time in this footage, Avery's sensor bar lingers for just a second too short, and we get a glimpse of the name. This isn't Avery's name. This isn't Avery's skin. Maybe the reason that we got two different stories about where this world came from is because the player we've been watching this entire time isn't Avery at all. But if that's the case, then who is this? The world at the beginning is clearly the same one that Avery was playing on. So what's going on here? If it is Avery on an
Avery had said Minecraft was already installed. The other dude said he installed Minecraft, but the world was there. Oh. Well, fuck.
alt account, why the conflicting stories in the description and the document? And if it's not Avery, then who is this other person, and why are they claiming that this is their world they found? I genuinely just don't know, but the only way to find out is to keep watching, as Durlord walks through the tunnel after the puzzle and finds himself...
Don't mind the doggos, yeah. From what I can tell, there's something in this world from like what the story is we're getting here, but it's two different people experiencing it. This is I guess the original person who found this world, and Avery is the one who kind of created the video that led us down this rabbit hole of looking at this person's video.
In the village.
Fuck that. Totally not creepy. Oh. Avery, what the fuck? We trusted you at the start, you mayo bastard. Oh, okay. I'm like, the video pause? Then who was phone? Huh? I think this person we're watching now is the first one, because they claimed they downloaded Minecraft and found this world. And then Avery's claim was they found this laptop in a storage unit, and Minecraft was pre-installed already. So I think this is the first person. Oh, what? Nothing in any of the... Bullshit. I come to villages to raid them for their shit. Ah, yes, a creepy statue in the center. Just what we all need. Don't do it. Wow, this is creepy as fuck. Go to villages to raise them with flames. I'm here for your shit. Gimme. Is that like a villager with wings? Like an angel villager? Money, money. I wouldn't. No. Oh, thank God.
It's empty.
Thank God!
This village is strange. It's clearly abandoned, if the cobwebs and literal holes in the roof didn't make that obvious, and all the chests and containers have nothing inside of them. There's also an interesting amount of yellow in the carpets, beds, and flooring, but
Yellow.
wherever Durlord looks, he can't find anything of interest. No lead on
That's a
where
lot
to
of
go
yellow.
or what to do from here. The fountain and statue in the town center is by far the most eye-catching decoration here, but like we can see, it too is empty. There's no path to take from there. So, is this the final area then? The final answer to what's been going on with this world and what's been following him? I'm not sure, and clearly Durlord isn't either, since he keeps looking around for anything out of the ordinary, anything that might give him a clue of where to look next.
Just keep going up, dude. Just keep going up. Keep going all the way up. Don't stop, just keep going. Wait, what? What the fuck? Yeah, smart. Oh, that's... Boat. The boat tried to save all. No. Nope, 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 no, 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 no. The legs, they'd be fragile, but the butt is invincible. I mean, if you think about it, it can really take a pounding. Fuck, that was a dumb joke. Okay. Buns of steel. He looked like he could open a damn bakery. No! The whitest person, because what the fuck? Why do you keep going?
You people.
Oh man, I need to at the dude. Yeah, I'm so done with him too. Like, keeps going forward. No stopping, just go.
I hate it here. These idiots are insufferable. They think that devotion will save them. Rest assured, it will not. Not that it will do them any good to believe that anyway. The ones who realized it pretend they didn't. But it doesn't help that there are some of them who truly believe they'll be saved. The king is coming, Maya. If anything, I wager that their king is already here. It's watching me write this. I don't particularly care. I just want this to be done with. The sooner I can leave, the better.
The king?
He's arrived. I don't know why anyone is surprised to find that out. This is exactly what they were hoping for. I'm going. I'm leaving this here in the rare case someone finds it. If you have found this, I implore you, turn back, disconnect, forget about this world. It's not for you. If you've come here, you must be curious. I know you must want to continue onwards. So I know that this is a heavy ask, but please, do not go any further. For your own good, do not.
Did you hear that? What? That's not a good sign, bro. Don't go further. Don't. No. Not this again. Don't. Don't. Just go back. Don't turn around either. Stop it. No. No. The crossroads. Don't you do it. Go right. Go right. Just go right. Don't turn left. You've been going left every single fucking time, and look at where it's gotten you. Just go right and leave. But he's not going to, chat. Is he? What the? Okay, it was just the way the back wall was the colors were a little off, so I thought it looked like something was walking towards him when he turned the corner. Oh, that gave me... Oh, no. Don't go into the blackness. No. Don't do it. He went left. What the fuck? It's like the world didn't properly load in. Yeah, those are mixing blocks, buddy. Jump down, see where it leads you. Ha ha ha. Go back. Go back now. Run. Does he not hear that? That was the same sound that precedes the thing when it arrives, or at least that's what it's been shown. What the fuck is he doing? I don't like the sounds. I really don't like the sounds. Narrator, please talk, I'm scared. Narrator, please talk, I'm scared. Oh.
I am the hype!
Thank you. I don't like that silence. Turn back now. Leave. Don't. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Fuck this shit and leave. Don't do it. Please. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh yes, the scariest thing in the world, a black screen. But also, this motherfucker really, sprinted in there. He sprinted in there. He didn't casually walk. He pretty much sprinted in there. He was like, I want to see now. I guess we don't get to see. Fine. Oh. Oh, now you don't want to proceed. Run! Run, run, run! Don't look back. Just keep going. What you should have been doing at the start, dude. Taking rights. Just dig until you get the fuck out. What? What?
Whatever you do at the crossroads, don't turn left.
I got
Don't be
chills.
fooled. It's listening. You
The
can't
book.
outsmart it. It's listening to me. It's watching me. It isn't from this world. At the crossroads, don't turn left. At the
He wrote the
crossroads,
book.
Don't turn left. At the crossroads, don't turn left. At the crossroads, don't turn left. And the footage ends. Right there. Durlord was the person who wrote the book in Avery's world. How? It shouldn't even be possible that the tunnel led him back to that mine. Durlord found this world on his computer, and Avery found—
Isn't like that the exact same way he dug in too to start this whole fucking thing? I feel like that was the exact same spot he dug to get into that area.
found Durlord's old laptop in the storage locker and has been playing on it ever since. But what is this world? What was following Durlord in this footage? And most importantly, what was behind those gates? I didn't put that sensor bar there. That was in the original footage. Whatever is behind that black square was enough to drive probably the smartest protagonist I've ever seen into running for his life. Something that a whole—
The smartest protagonist? He would have been smart if he didn't start this journey at all. That'd be the smartest protagonist. I mean, yeah, sure, he was pretty smart in certain aspects of this, but like, the smartest protagonist would have turned around and been like, nope.
village of people was trying to summon something that this entire world has been hiding. A king? What does that even mean? I don't know what to tell you, but I can tell you one thing. The code at the end of the book, now with this footage, we can solve it. Each number corresponds to one slot in Durlord's inventory. 1 here and 36 here. Take the first letter of each item, or whatever number is indicated after the dash. From that, we can get this. Run Avery. It's here. Durlord was giving one last warning, hoping that whatever was following him wouldn't see. But how? How would he possibly know that Avery would find this world? There's no way for him to know who Avery even is. Whatever he saw behind those doors, whatever he knows about this world now, we may never understand. But one thing is certain. Whatever was coming for him is coming for Avery next. This isn't over.
What the fuck? Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm turning on chatting screen to find the next ARG to watch. Oh my god. Huh. Right? Okay. This one is a two-parter, it seems.
The clip you just saw comes from a channel called The Nick56, a Minecraft beta channel that started off posting seemingly innocent Let's Play videos from 2011,
starting off pretty
but
strong.
over time has turned into one of the creepiest and most sinister Minecraft mysteries on the internet. But to understand the story, we have to start at video 1, trying the new Minecraft update, Beta 1.5. This video is
Okay.
normal. As the title states, it's just a Let's Play video from Minecraft Beta 1.5. Our protagonist, who I'll call Nick, gathers various resources
Oh,
and builds a
old
charming beta
Minecraft,
house for
look at
himself.
it.
The anomaly in this video comes 5 minutes and 10 seconds in. Nick is looking out onto the ice and he suddenly freezes. The footage isn't frozen, as evidenced by the movement of the water textures. It's just that Nick has suddenly become fixated on this spot. The video then resumes like nothing ever happened, but we get a weird note from Nick in the description.
Sorry about the pause in the middle. The batteries in my mouse died.
This seemingly explains the anomaly, but remember this spot on the ice as it's going to become very significant in the later videos. Though the strangest and most cryptic part of this video is the comments section. Nick's YouTube account left 2 comments on the video, console.//manifest and console.//logout. Even in isolation, these 2 comments are extremely odd, but they become far darker and more sinister when put in context with the other videos. Case in point, video number 2, making progress. We return to Nick in the dark. His house is expanded and we get a little tour of the land. Right away though, we catch a glimpse of something extremely strange. Did you notice it? Black textureless blocks on the ice. Recall that this is the exact spot on the ice that Nick's mouse died in the last video. Is it a coincidence? Almost definitely not. But Nick doesn't seem to notice the black blocks in this video as he pays them no attention. Coincidentally, while he looks at it,
This motherfucker also doesn't know how to stack meat. Oh wait, this before you could stack meat together, I'm guessing.
the ice, the noises of the water below him go crazy for almost 20 seconds. Is this intentional? There's no way to tell. But Nick
sounded like a
seem
pig
to
struggling.
care about the black blocks in this video as he pays them no attention besides a glance. Nick continues playing as normal, but this video has one more oddity before it ends. At 1 minute and 35 seconds, this happens. It may seem like nothing happened, and this is because the detail itself is very inconspicuous. Nick gets the benchmarking advancement. This isn't anything weird in isolation, but in context it's very strange as advancements are meant to be rewarded the first time you do the task, and Nick has definitely crafted before. I mean, he did it in the last video. Yet in this video his crafting table is completely gone, and despite having this furnished house, the game says he hasn't crafted yet. So what's going on here? Nick also mentions this in the description. He's just as confused as we are. So while there aren't any jump scares, the small bulge of
Old
black
Minecraft
blocks
problems,
and the
yeah.
strange benchmarking interaction are definitely starting to make these videos eerie. And at long last, the piece starts crashing down and the horror ensues. This is video 3, Burgeon. From the first frame, we already get a ton of new information. This is Nick's desktop, and if it wasn't obvious from the wallpaper and Minecraft version, the date and time in the bottom right confirm that this is set in 2011. Putting this video in context, given that Nick called the first
Borderlands
beta
background.
update new, we can assume that the first video takes place when the text given
Wait. Runtime, wallpaper, lol, Minecraft shit. Homework.
Nick called the first beta update new, we can assume that the first video takes place when the update first released, April 19th, 2011. Thus, the second video we just watched would be taking place at least a day later, as beta 1.5 was released April 20th, 2011, 4 days before what we're watching in Burgeon. And if you don't know what that means, by the way, I didn't either, so here's the definition: to grow rapidly. If you haven't yet connected the dots, something in the last video has absolutely grown rapidly. In the first few seconds of game footage, we get some strange details. 23 seconds in, the audio just cuts for some reason. Nick's door is also gone. Could be a remodeling choice, but it's just odd. But the creepiest part of the video is definitely
And he's got plenty of wood to
Nick
replace
gets to
it.
his house, he takes a look out the window, and suddenly the few black blocks from before have turned into a sprawling mass outside on the ice. Something is horribly wrong with Nick's world. Nick goes out onto the ice to investigate, and we get this disturbing scene. Static plays across the screen and the video abruptly ends, but not before we get a glimpse of a strange string of text in the top right and the word hours in the bottom right. This string of text is a YouTube video link that leads to an unlisted video just titled Hours. And if you thought this last video was disturbing, just watch this one. Right off the bat, this video is completely unlike anything I've ever seen. If we're even still watching Nick, he has been warped into some other dimension completely consumed by black blocks. blocks, surrounded by trees with very low-hanging leaves. The Minecraft version in the top left is unknown, and we catch a glimpse of a name tag, Hours, in the far corner. When our protagonist turns his head, there also seems to be a black figure flying, watching over the entire dimension. As the footage continues, there's a flash as the Hours character seemingly teleports behind us. Nick turns to him, but he doesn't react. The audio of the dimension is
that got me.
creepy, but if you pay close attention, amidst the horrifying ambience, you can pick out some distinct buzzes.
That's Morse code. That's Morse code.
This is Morse code, and throwing the audio into a spectrogram, we can clearly see the dots and dashes. The encoded message is simply hours, over and over and over and over for the entire video. But the whole dimension gets even creepier when the chat messages start coming in. They come from someone called Vil1. Are they the figure we saw in the sky? Maybe, but their nature isn't nearly as interesting as the messages they send.
Impossible. Why you? It took the others. But not you? Why? Forget this all. It must not know of this. A second chance.
This poses even more questions than answers. Who is it? Who are the others? A second chance at what? Before the end of the video, we can spot many more Hours players in the distance. The whole dimension is crawling with them. The video cuts to static again and ends, and we can see the words failure and return in the top right. The dialogue in this video reveals a ton about the lore of this series. We can begin to speculate that Nick, assuming the videos are sequential after the events of Burgeon, must have been transported here, and maybe he isn't the first. It may be that many players have been transported here by it before they were turned into the Hours players. Nick was somehow an exception, hence why Vil1 was surprised, but who is Vil1? Is he a player that was immune to its power? It's too early to tell for sure. Something else that's strange is Nick's very calm demeanor throughout the whole video. Yes, he interacts with the Hours people, trying to figure out what they do, but the entire video he's just calmly wandering through the land as if it was all normal. Personally, if this happened to me, I would freak out and just look around without really exploring, but Nick seems to be very unbothered with the situation and content with just calm.
He's very chill about this. He's very chill about this. What the fuck, dude?
Moving forward. There's also another comment by Nick's account, console.// still observing, still noting. Another cryptic.
Someone needs to console.// manifest me some goddamn answers. Fuck, that's funny.
Console.// still observing, still noting. Another cryptic message from this quote-unquote console. What does it mean? Is it even Nick leaving these comments for us? What is this place? Who is Vil1 and who is it? There are far too many questions to answer right now.
Is it the clown? The clown?
So to get some answers and solve this mystery, we have to watch video 5, Watching. This video is
Pennywise?
already strange. The / at the end of Watching
oh my
is
God,
reminiscent
Pennywise.
of the console message.
Pennywise, what are you doing in Minecraft? Silly Pennywise. You're not supposed to be in Minecraft. God, that would actually be a terrifying mod to play. But Pennywise is just chilling out there, and you don't know until you shit starts happening, and then he gets you.
Messages we've seen. While not as outlandish as the Hours video, this video is arguably even more important for revealing what on earth is going on here. From the date on Nick's computer,
before it gets a little too spooky, I realized oh, there's my water bottle. Never mind. Wait. Oh, I need to refill it. Hang on. I need more water. Back to it.
You can see this video takes place 5 days after Burgeon. It begins with Nick communicating to us, the viewers, asking if anyone has seen this error message from Mojang. You'll see it in a few seconds. According to Nick, nobody else on the forums has gotten this error. This itself is important information. If Nick can't find any help, it either means that 1, he's the only one targeted by the corruption and by it, or 2, anyone else who was targeted was somehow silenced before they could report the bug. Nick complains to us a bit more that he can't get through Mojang support, but then reveals a crucial piece of information. This glitch has been happening since the crash on the 24th. The events of the Burgeon video did in fact happen on the 24th, but describing them as a crash is extremely strange. This brings into question the legitimacy of what we saw in the Hours video. Did Nick really experience all that? If so, why is he only calling it a crash? If not, and his game really just crashed after interacting with the black blocks, what on earth were we watching in Hours? He then finally pulls up the error for us to read in full, and the message is very unnerving.
Access denied. Minecraft was unable to start because there is current action item in your Mojang account preventing you from accessing our services. Action item, suspicion of intrusion with malicious intent. Make a new Mojang account at minecraft.net or type download in the allotted space below and press enter to cleanse your account's history and start fresh. This will re-download Minecraft's latest version and Java runtime launcher. Due to the infraction on your account, we will be watching you closely.
This sounds a bit sinister, even for Mojang. Nick rambles to us for a little longer before finally deciding to cleanse his Minecraft account. We get a brief flashing message from the console.
The cleansing has begun.
Before the window closes and a new folder appears on Nick's desktop. The README confirms that the cleansing was a success, and ominously that Nick is being watched. Nick closes out the text, and right before the launcher pops up, we see static with the message "not for you" in the bottom left corner. But what's even stranger than all of that is the new launcher that greets Nick after the cleansing. Right off the bat, the launcher labels itself as Minecraft Beta 1.503. Nothing really off until you realize this version of Minecraft doesn't exist. In the real Minecraft development timeline, it went 1.501, 1.502, 1.6. Minecraft Beta 1.503 never existed. Nick is playing a fabricated version of Minecraft. This is further supported by all the official Minecraft links being 404'd. The final login message is also very cryptic. It seems eerily personalized. This whole launcher seems very hastily
No need to
thrown
log
together,
in.
but if
We did it
so,
for
then
you.
by who and for what? I'm getting a hunch it isn't from Mojang. But to finally get some answers on what on earth is going on here, we need to watch video 6 B1.503 jar 00. It's worth noting that this isn't actually the original title of the video. From an old video by Indomitable Sloth discussing the ARG, we can see the original title of the video was B1.503 jar 33%. At the time, Nick also had 33 subscribers, so if we get him to 100 subscribers, will the jar be 100% complete? Well, I don't know about that, but what I do know is that if you are enjoying the video, then subscribing would be extremely appreciated. A lot of people watching these videos aren't subscribed, so if you could consider subscribing,
My
it would really help out a
immersion!
ton, and tell me you want to see more of these types of videos. But
My immersion's been ruined! No!
thank you so much.
My immersion's back!
The video begins with Nick in windowed mode before it transitions with some static into the gameplay. This version of Minecraft is off-putting to say the least. Ignoring the double beta in the top left, after Nick glances around, he opens a chest in front of him. The title of the chest reads Gift, and inside is a written book. The book is titled Cave Game Tutorial, and the author has just been
Shameless
cited as
plug. How
creator
dare
of
they?
Cave
Who would ever do a shameless plug in the middle of a video, right, guys? Right? Don't follow.
Game. You probably know, but Minecraft was originally called Cave Game when it was in development.
What?
You might not know is that written books weren't added to Minecraft until a year after
It was
this video
called
was
Cave Game? I don't know why, but that just... Guys, we could have been calling it Cave Game and not Minecraft this whole time.
filmed in Minecraft 1.3.1. This feature
I'm gonna go play
should
me some
not
cave
be here.
game. You all
This is
wanna join?
verified when Nick tries to left-click with the book. He hasn't ever seen this feature and he doesn't know how to interact with it. The book reads as follows.
This is 1.503, a new version of Cave Game. Please have fun and do not deal with matters that do not concern you.
Very ominous, and the second page isn't much better.
New game version that is made with of the over Cave Game versions from the error prone. Signed, the compiler of the current manifestation.
The more you read, the more this book descends into gibberish. You could technically interpret this line as made with some of the other Cave Game versions as if it was some twisted math joke, but the second symbol is lost on me. The author also signs the book the compiler of the current manifestation. There's that word again, manifestation. It doesn't seem like a coincidence that it would appear again, but
You
who
got
is the
to
compiler?
manifest your
Why sign it
destiny.
so ominously? Nick opens his inventory and instantly the anomalies get worse. 3 things that are ridiculously out of place. The shield slot not added till 1.9, the recipe book not in the game till 1.12, and worst of all, the new layered Steve skin, a feature not in the game until 2022. What on earth is going on here? The date on Nick's computer leads us to believe that these videos were recorded in 2011. If that's the case, what's with this onslaught of yet to be added features? As Nick turns around, we catch a glimpse of a black figure on a hill. Is that it? Nick begins cutting down a tree and static, and in the bottom right, we can catch a glimpse of some text. Vil1 has left the manifestation, and just a bit later, we see the same area and the black figure is gone. That shadow was Vil1, and again, another anomaly. Another new feature of Minecraft, unlocked crafting recipes. Even Nick is startled by this pop-up, hovering over it as it isn't and shouldn't be something he's ever seen in Minecraft. Then the video just ends. What did we just watch? Did Vil1 leave Nick the error message and now he's really watching him? Is Vil1 the compiler of the manifestation? If so, why did he give Nick the book? And what even is the manifestation? Well, that last one seems actually answerable. It's my hunch that the manifestation refers to fabricated versions of Minecraft. When whoever created this manifestation, they were making this cursed version of Minecraft for Nick to play. Why? Well, we don't know, but from the launchers and jumble of new features, it's clear this was a sloppily thrown together version of Minecraft. This video also has some more information in the description. A message from Nick to us.
This version of the game is very unrefined. I don't feel like it was intentional for the launcher to send me this version. I have issues that I never had on my old world. Stuttering, black screens, missing chunks, hell, even things breaking and moving when they aren't supposed to.
Nick is just as perplexed as we are. Interestingly, we don't ever see the other errors he was talking about in the video. That footage either doesn't exist or was for some reason omitted. What's also worth some discussion is the thumbnail of this video. All the other videos so far have had some pretty representative thumbnails, frames that exist in the actual video, but what is this? This is not a frame we see anywhere throughout Nick's video, yet it's an image we've seen before. It's Nick's profile picture. From what I can tell, this seems to be a screenshot of a cave system. You can see the strip mining branches near the bottom, but its significance in the context of this ARG is totally lost on me. What does this thumbnail represent? And back to original questions, why does this version of Minecraft even exist? Well, to finally confirm some of our theories, we need to watch video 7. Generating manifestation B1.503 is probably the only video that gives us more information externally than within the actual video. The title itself is intriguing. Generating manifestation B1.503. Supposedly, this means it's generating the version of Minecraft we saw Nick playing in the last video, Beta 1.503. Does that mean that it canonically comes first in the timeline? Without dates, we can't know for sure. The video itself is lackluster. An ominous humming plays in the background before the word generating flashes on screen several times. Nothing really remarkable. It then goes black for half a minute before the video ends. The comments on this video give us some more information. One viewer asks Nick,
what happened to them? To the rest of them?
Nick responds,
console.//gone. Error. Exec.
And then again comments,
console.//user. Error.
The original question is weird, and Nick's response does little to clear it up. Console, gone, error, exception. This could be detailing a sequence of events. The others in question might be in reference to the other players who have experienced the bugs we've seen, the players who were eventually corrupted into the Hours players. These players are now gone, an empty set, but there was an error, an exception to the rule, Nick. Nick is the exception to the corruption, the only one not to get converted by it, though I could just be pulling this out of thin air. Nick's second comment doesn't tell us much. Console user error? An error logging in? What is Nick trying to tell us? And wait a second, who even said this was Nick? It seems weird that Nick would communicate to us like this in a cryptic console command format. While it's likely him in the description of the videos, I have a hard time believing he would respond in weird ciphers. So who is uploading these videos to the channel and responding to comments? There's definitely a story here that's beginning to come together, and we just need one more puzzle piece to bring it all together. For that, we have to turn to video 8B 1.503 jar 01. This video, like the previous, also had a different name at one point.
They've gotten him.
99.
They've made him a bot. No. He's Nickbot now. Hello. I am Nickbot.
Percent. Why the change? We might never know. Let's just take it at
Nickbot will do what is needed. I am here to help.
face value. The video takes place in the same messed up version as the other one, with Nick starting off the video leading his dog through the dead of night back home, and 15 seconds in, we catch a glimpse of some null blocks on the leaves of a tree. Despite the text in the top left, this is clearly not beta Minecraft. The textures are totally different, and there are just plenty of features that are completely out of place. Interestingly enough though, the skeletons use the beta bow model, and the old oof hurt noise still plays when Nick takes damage. Yet another version amalgamation. And just as Nick returns home, we get this. A distorted Minecraft screenshot flashes on screen with an ominous text. This confirms some of our earlier suspicions. It, or Vil, or someone has access to Nick's channel and is interfering with these videos, communicating directly to us, the viewer. By extension, why wouldn't they also have the power to reply in the comments? I mean, it's not like Nick would put this text in himself. When we return to the video though, the entire footage is corrupted by RGB scanlines and all the sounds are horribly distorted. Nick tries to craft an iron axe and we briefly see that it apparently does 9 attack damage and has 1020.9 attack speed, clearly a corrupted value. A weird xylophone-esque tune plays as Nick walks around, suspiciously calm. If these corruptions are also present on his end, he clearly isn't showing it. We then catch a glimpse of sweet berries, another really new Minecraft feature, and 2 more looks at the corrupted null blocks before the video ends. This video is odd. Very, very odd. Something worth noting that I briefly touched on is how unbothered Nick is through all of this. From what we can see, the corruption doesn't even look like it's present in Nick's game. At least there's no stress reflected in his behavior. Does he even see everything going wrong? Regardless, whoever made these versions of Minecraft made them hastily.
Nick's just going about like, oh, okay.
That won't be in the main game for essentially a decade. What's more, how did Nick even get his hands on this broken edition of Minecraft in the first place? Initially, it did seem as if he was playing normal Minecraft beta, yet along the way he must have gotten his hands on this corrupted copy. The next video, Generated Manifestation B1.503, is potentially the most important video of them all. It seems to be a sequel for the generating video we saw earlier. The word generated slowly spells itself out on screen while we hear the noise of a computer whirring up in the background. And that's it. It spells out generated, then vanishes. But then, the single-handedly most mysterious and important part of the The last upload on Nick's channel was this one. Yeah, I'm not gonna read that. This title is in hexadecimal. Translating it to English text, we get Data Leak 01. The background of the video is the weird world we saw in Hours, while layered over it is a conversation between Vil1 and it.
Silicus, how much longer can the manifestation be held open? It could collapse at any moment. We can't risk having him here. His connections to the outside are tenacious. He sits in a limbo between us us and them. Create a new manifestation for the time being. Keep him distracted. Understood. I will need to figure out a more permanent solution to this blip.
This completely both confirms and overhauls some theories we've had about the story so far. We now know the identity of Vil 1, Villicus, or the Latin word for overseer, and he is directly working under it. This means that Vil is likely the figure we saw flying over the world of ours, overseeing that dimension. The manifestation that we hear it talk about are the corrupted versions of Minecraft Nick has been playing. We now know that Vil can create
If the
and
narrator
generate
can
these
get corrupted,
manifestations
nothing is
likely
safe.
through the console, but over time they begin to collapse, as evidenced by the presence of null blocks. This also explains why they seem so hasty. Vil has to immediately generate a new manifestation whenever the current one begins to collapse. We also importantly learn that Nick is a threat to its operation. His connections to us, the viewer, makes him a liability. It's through Nick that we can see through its schemes, so it commands Vil to make another instance to keep Nick in limbo, and Vil does, ending the video with another console command, hinting at yet another corrupted manifestation to come in future videos. So what is the whole story being told here? It's clear that it, whatever he is quietly distributing a corrupted version of Minecraft. How it ended up in Nick's hands is a mystery, but maybe it was marketed as a free version of the game when in reality it was all a facade, a trick to convert more and more players into his minions or ours. What he wants to do with them is a mystery, though I doubt it could be anything good. A trick Nick fell for, managing to obtain this corrupted version of the game made by it, but as his manifestation collapsed, he was okay. He didn't become ours. He was an exception. Vil immediately noticed
Whatever
this,
he is.
evidently shocked that
He.
someone survived the
Yeah.
notification, as evidenced by his messages to Nick. It took all the others, but not him.
So
Yet
it's
Vil
gendered,
doesn't turn
huh?
him in. Instead, he says that it must not know of Nick's immunity. It seems like Vil might just be on our side, its right-hand man, but in reality frustrated with him, wanting to stop his operation for some reason or another, explaining why he gave Nick the gift of the book. He wants to help him. The nullification failed, so Nick is returned to another manifestation, as we can see from the static failure return.
So Pennywise
Second
is
chance.
here,
A second chance to expose it to the world. And this gives us an answer to another one of our questions. Maybe it's Vil himself who is uploading these videos onto YouTube. It's clear that he knows how to operate the console, so these commands in the comments might just be him. He is uploading footage of Nick so that the world can see its schemes as they are, horrifying attempts to convert people into mindless hours players. But in all of this, there's one more mystery, one key that could solve the entire story once and for all, and tell us what its major plan is and how to stop him. And that
Evil.
key is
Never
this.
trust him.
This code that appears in the end of the generated video. This singular code is the final puzzle piece in solving the mystery. The description of the generated video
The
has
headlight.
a cipher, which when converted from hex translates to cave game generate, and a message.
Though it is not as it seems. The answer is correct, however it is also incorrect. Perhaps a rearrangement?
And in the comments, another cipher, a Caesar cipher. Shifting all the letters 7 characters over gets us this: reorder.use. All of this combined tells us something crucial about the message in the video. There must be some way we can reorder and use it, some rearrangement that makes this code the key to solving the mystery. I spent tens of hours trying to decode this message, going through every cipher solver online, asking ChatGPT, even coding my own bot to try to unscramble the letters. Yet at the end of the day, I was only able to rearrange the characters to form this. Obviously, all of these are incorrect. I'm nearly positive that this message is a obviously
Console Tumblr leak. Stop the null block stream. HTML console butt sparkle. Oh, fuck.
all of these are incorrect. I'm nearly positive that this message is a rescrambler.
But
The characters
sparkle.
there are sufficient to spell hours, vil1, console, and https, www, and .com. Granted, there's no colon, but I'm almost sure this message is either a console command or a URL starting with www, a URL to a website that could finally top off this mystery and solve it for good, cracking the case wide open to what it is really doing, but I just can't solve it. Trial and trial and trial again, I just couldn't get it. So I'm turning to the only place I can, the thing it is most afraid of. I'm turning to you, the audience, for help. Even if it's only once, copy the code in the first line of the description, plug it into a random letter scrambler, and generate. Leave your findings in the comments, even if it's just gibberish. There are hundreds of thousands of you watching, so maybe, just maybe.
Someone came home. God. And at the wrong moment, too. Scared the shit out of me, dogs.
Maybe one of you will happen to crack the code. We haven't gotten an update from Nick's channel in months. Either this ARG was abandoned, or the final message is the key to solving it all. We can only finish this mystery together. So join the Discord, get out your cipher cracking tools, and let's solve this mystery and expose it once and for all. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Have a good one. See you next time. It's January 6th, 2023, and a video is posted on YouTube by an account called the Nick56. It's a relatively innocuous let's play of Minecraft Beta 1.5, but unbeknownst to anyone watching at the time, this channel would spiral into one of the most complex and horrifying Minecraft mysteries on YouTube. But to understand the true horror of this YouTube channel, we have to start at the beginning. This video is actually a sequel to my previous video on the Nick56, and I really strongly recommend watching that one first and then coming back here if you haven't seen it, as it'll make everything in this video make way more sense. But if you need a refresher, here it is. The first few videos posted by the Nick56
there's some freaks out there, you never know.
accounts seem relatively innocent. They're just ordinary Let's Plays from 2011. However, in Nick's third video, he runs into some unnatural black blocks that after touching them, the video cuts to static. A secret message in this static was part of a YouTube URL to an unlisted video called Hours, and watching it showcases this eerie dimension consumed by the black blocks and filled with a bunch of black players also named Hours. In chat, we're introduced to Vil1, a character that seems to be in total shock that Nick is here, claiming that some entity, was able to capture all the others but for some reason not capture Nick. It's unclear what exactly this means and whether Nick is actually experiencing this dimension though, because he seems very calm and doesn't talk to Vil1 in chat. In the following video, a new Minecraft launcher appears on Nick's desktop for a version of Minecraft that doesn't exist. The launcher is full of strange and creepy messages, and the game itself is far worse. Despite these videos being from 2011, Nick's game has features from future versions of Minecraft, some that wouldn't even be added for 10 years. Not to mention the mechanics and sometimes the videos themselves are highly corrupted. Throughout all of this, there are messages to a console in Nick's description and comments that don't seem to be from Nick himself. The final video on the account, which translates to data leak, reveals a conversation between the mysterious figures It and Vil1, or Villicus. They reveal that these corrupted Minecraft versions are called manifestations that eventually fall apart, indicated by the presence of the black blocks. Their goal is to convert Nick into an Hours player like the one we saw before for some malicious reason, but we don't know exactly why just yet. But that's where the story abruptly ended. We were left with this data leak video and a cold trail with many questions about It and Vil1 that were left unanswered. Who are they? What are they? How do they capture Nick? And what are the Hours players for? These questions were unanswered until now, because since I uploaded my video, Nick's channel has not only rebranded the profile picture to the infamous console, but more importantly has released several new videos that advance this already horrifying mystery even further into darkness. The first video begins on Nick's desktop, and we can see that it was recorded May 9th, 2011. The last time we saw a date on Nick's computer, it was April 29th, 2011, so this video isn't too far into the future. Nick goes to open a file, readme.txt, in a folder for Mindgame Beta 1.504, the namesake of this video. What's immediately concerning, however, is that this version of Minecraft, well, Mindgame, doesn't exist, although this is nothing new for the versions in Nick's videos. We know from Dataleak 01 that this manifestation of Minecraft, Beta 1.504, was being created by Vil1, so it makes sense that it's shown up here now. What's more interesting though is the file that's right above it. It's a jar file for this version, which isn't that weird on its own, but notice the date that it was created, May 11th, 2011. That's a whole 2 days into the future. That shouldn't be possible. How does this file exist? But Nick gives us no time to speculate before he opens the readme.
Hello, the Nick56. New update to Cave Game. It has noticed that it has been some time since your last play session. Please come play more.
It's a brief text.
Please
and
come
the
play
message
more.
is clear. Come play more. At the bottom are 2 console messages. Console.// and message.
The game
and
is
console
lonely
dot
without
slash
you.
Title equals readme. We don't have to speculate too much about what these commands mean. They essentially spell it out for us. But notice the message says it has noticed.
The game is lonely. You want to be played with. How sad.
That it has been some time, not it has been noticed. This sentence is treating the it here as if it were a person, likely in reference to the creepy it entity that we know is pulling the strings of this whole operation. Nick closes the readme, clearly unfazed, and opens his own file, log.txt. Inside are entries summarizing what we've seen in previous videos. The first anomaly on the ice in Burgeon, no access to Mojang forums, and a mysterious Minecraft version. The fact that Minecraft is apparently blacklisted in his web browser confirms that whoever it is, they have access to Nick's whole computer, able to blacklist certain words and, as we've seen before, edit messages into Nick's videos. This one line though is extremely concerning. Apparently, after touching the black blocks for the first time, Nick blacked out in real life. How is that possible? It's as if encountering these black blocks can actually steal someone's soul in real life, implying that that's what really happened to all those other Hours players we've seen before. It also means that the Hours video was not from Nick's perspective. If he was blacked out on the floor, then who are we watching in the null dimension? There's honestly too many questions to answer immediately, so our only choice is to keep watching. Nick logs today's anomaly and opens the jar file in the folder. The screen cuts to static, and when it ends, we're met with a launcher. The launcher is very creepy. It has emitted characters and ominous messages telling Nick not to try to mess around with older versions. The official links are almost comically rewritten, and the login button is extremely direct. No need to log in, Nick, you're stuck here. It seems that Vil1 or it or whoever is behind these launchers has gotten far more impatient and far less subtle in their messages to Nick. Nick logs in regardless, and after another flash of static, he's met with a main menu and a new world. Immediately, we see a chest surrounded by redstone torches. Obviously not natural, but Nick seems more drawn to the donkey in the distance, though this makes sense given that donkeys will only be added to Minecraft a year from when this video was recorded, in August of 2012. Nick has, of course, never seen this mob before. He goes back to open the chest, which is called Cave Game Container. Inside is some paper and wooden tools, but all is not as it seems. If you assign dots to all the single papers and dashes to the lines of 2 paper, you get a secret message in Morse code. R-U-N. Run. This is a warning. However, Nick clearly can't read Morse code or just doesn't care, and instead calmly walks through the fields, encountering a house in the distance. We don't know if Nick built this or not, though given this is his first time opening the launcher and his inventory is empty, we can pretty safely assume that some other entity constructed this.
To be fair, like,
walks through the fields and can't read Morse code.
I can't really read Morse code either. Until he pointed it out.
Run. This calmly built this or not, though given this is his first time opening the launcher and his inventory is empty, we can pretty safely assume that some other entity constructed this in the world before Nick. Though as Nick approaches, we notice something terrifying. Did you see it? In the far left of the screen, inside a cave, we can make out the silhouette of a black player watching Nick from afar.
Hey now!
If you recall, a very similar incident occurred in one of Nick's last videos, where we saw a black figure watching him from the distance, only to learn that it was Vil1. Is this the same Vil1? We can't tell for sure. As Nick picks up an egg, he unlocks a new crafting recipe, something that won't be added to the game for several years. Nick enters the house to find a bed, and as he leaves, the video cuts to static and ends. But not before we see a message in the chat. For a singular frame before the video ends, we can see the words Vil1 has left the game, confirming that
before they revealed it was Vilicious, I was thinking like Villager 1, like the first villager of Minecraft. I don't know why.
Yet again, Vil1. There's also a comment from Nick's account on the video.
Console.// an illusion of error conceals orchestrated design, not evades notice. The observer and the one above remain vigilant, catching every subtlety. Console.// log out.
Given that Vilicus, Vil1's true name, translates from Latin to overseer, we can infer that this line about the observer and the one above refers to Vil1 and it. The first sentence is more cryptic, however. An illusion of error conceals orchestrated design.
Okay, I'm gonna step away for a second, but I'm gonna let this keep playing,
Nick's world,
because I can always go back and watch it later,
features and
but,
corrupted features? If so, this line
Be
would
right back.
imply that these
Enjoy
errors are
spooky.
the product of some sophisticated system. But what? What on earth are they talking about, and who even left this comment? It seems unlikely that Nick would have typed out anything like this, but given the comment starts and ends with a console command, it's likely that this comment is from Vil1 himself, something which we've seen him do in the past. Though knowing that doesn't really clear up any of our questions as to what it means. But what the attentive among you may have noticed was a series of secret codes hidden in the static interruptions in Nick's video. 3 short strings of text. On their own, these codes don't mean anything special, but arrange them in this order and tack on a YouTube prefix and you get a link to a secret unlisted video on Nick's account, console.//playback321541. The video begins with some static, and following that we see some footage heavily corrupted by RGB scan lines. As the player leaves their house, we notice it's the exact same house that Nick found in the last video, but that's about where the similarities end. The hotbars are totally different, the location is completely different, and the textures are also indicative of a far newer version of Minecraft. We get some orange static, and then the player in the video does this. He swaps into his offhand. This is modern Minecraft, nothing like the beta we've seen Nick play in the past. So if this isn't Nick, then who are we watching here? 15 seconds in, we can catch a glimpse of something floating in the left of the player's screen, though it's too blurry for me to discern what it actually is. We quickly get interrupted by now white static, and the footage cuts to a cave. From the change in XP and inventory, it's evident that some time has passed. The video continues to corrupt with more and more static, but as the player arrives at a lava lake, we can catch a glimpse of a giant patch of null blocks. This is yet another manifestation, and when our protagonist takes notice, we get this horrifying scene. He attempts to mine the blocks, but when he does, the video cuts to static and we can hear a harrowing human scream get cut off. This text then types itself out at the end. What we just witnessed was the horror of a successful collection, a reaping by it, of a player named Deus Ex, another victim of the manifestations. This video confirms that Nick was not the only target of this operation. All those Hours players we've seen before were real people who suffered the same fate as Deus Ex. That's what was meant to happen to Nick, yet for some reason he was an exception. Makes you wonder why this name was chosen for our new character here. There's one more thing to mention about this video though, that being the description. It's short and sweet.
It knows not of their constructs.
The line is a bit hand-wavy. Who doesn't know of whose constructs? Are the constructs in question the manifestations, and in that case are they talking about the players who don't know of them? Though why would they be referring to the players as it? And obviously it goes without saying, but this likely isn't a message from Nick. Regardless, the addition of another victim adds a lot more questions to this mystery. When did this collection happen compared to Nick's collection? Was there anyone else whose soul was also taken by it? If not, why Nick and Deus Ex in particular? Well, to answer all that, we need to revisit something you might remember. If you watched the last video like I told you to, you probably remember the ending. There was one major loose end I just wasn't able to solve. A code that appeared at the end of one of Nick's videos. A code that upon release of my video remained unsolved. That is, until today. Discord user SomeByGirl noticed that one of the re-scramblings that I jokingly put in my video was a Tumblr Tumblr link. This link leads nowhere, but she found that if you swap the order of the words around to this, you would be met with a database of console logs from Vil1 and it. That's right, I was this close. The page contains 4 screenshots of conversations between Vil1 and it, as well as an image with some encoded text. Let's start off with the logs.
Vil1, data log.
There's honestly a lot to take in here, so take a look and scan it over while I highlight the most important parts. This log is an interaction between Vil1 and the console. He logs in as Vilicus and inputs one of the single-handedly most important and intriguing lines of this whole mystery. Generate.mimic minecraft.date.earth, April 29th, 2011. The implication of this line is clear as it is sinister. Vil1 has some sort of system in place that allows him to create fake versions of the game based off of any date he wants. In this case, April 29th, 2011. This addresses one of the biggest mysteries of the series so far. What's with all the new and yet to be added features appearing in Minecraft beta? Well, if all of this is really taking place in 2024 and Vil1 is creating a simulation of Minecraft alpha, it makes sense that this system might bug out at times and add features not meant to be there. This gets rid of any time travel theories and perfectly explains the anomalies, but still leaves 2 crucial questions unaddressed. For one, consider the capture of Deus Ex we saw just minutes ago. That one was clearly not in Minecraft beta. If Vil1 has the power to create manifestations of modern versions, why even bother trying to craft a beta Minecraft for Nick? It seems far easier to just never have any anomalies that may alert Nick of something fishy. But this itself brings us to point number 2, the biggest flaw in this theory. What on earth is Nick thinking when this happens to him? I mean, think about it. If these videos really occur in 2024 and Vil1 is simulating beta Minecraft, how on earth is Nick buying it? Does he think that he's stuck in 2011? Surely not, right? The date on his computer can be changed, but you can't just fool a guy that's been living in 2024 that all of a sudden he's 13 years in the past. If Nick was living in 2024, he'd be so confused why he was playing beta Minecraft. It just doesn't make sense. As a result, the only plausible hypothesis is that these videos either must somehow really occur in 2011 and have access to all these new features, or if we discount time travel, then the only possible explanation is that for some terrifying reason, Nick must think that he's living 13 years in the past, in 2011. But there's still more of the Tumblr post to read. According to the console, there isn't enough data to create stable manifestations. Vil1 tries to override this and proceed anyway, but gets another error. So instead, he types this.
console.//subscribe.
Subscribe? Well, he's not wrong. If you're enjoying the video so far, then please consider subscribing. I want to try and reach 2 million subscribers by the end of the year, and if only 1% of you guys watching this video subscribe, will already be so much closer. Subscribing also lets me know that you enjoy these ARG videos and want to see more, so if that's the case and you want more of this type of video, then please do consider subscribing. But thank you so much, and let's
Session terminated.
In an effort to generate the manifestation, Vil1 actually types this.
Datasets use users, Silly Serena, Yakato 12, Vortex Skill, Deus Ex.
There's a familiar face, Deus Ex. Though we've never heard of any of them before in this series, we can assume that these are all ours players, and Vil1 is using their consumed data to create a manifestation for Nick. Given that the next line says this data was used to create beta 1.503, the first instance of weird versions we see in Nick's old videos, we now know that the Deus Ex incident occurred before everything we see on Nick's channel. But who are these other players? We have yet to encounter any of these names, though luckily this isn't where the logs end. Datalog 02 begins with an update. Beta 1.503 has experienced corruption. Null blocks have emerged. We get an estimate for the full corruption time, May 1st, 2011, 3:52 p.m. Despite this, Vil1 decides to proceed with the simulation anyway, and logs out. Datalog 03 is the final of the console logs. Once again, we see Vil1 attempt to generate a new manifestation, and again, there is an error when he tries to create it from scratch. So he resorts to the same method, using data from other users he's captured, though this time the names are different. We get 4 unique usernames, and beta 1.504 is generated successfully. The final log is actually titled Vil1 Chat, and it reads as follows.
Vilicus, it has been done.
It has, just as instructed.
I'm receiving errors. They are not like us. They can sense when things are not as they seem. The manifestation will not hold for much longer before it collapses. A permanent solution is required. The deviant must be dealt with.
What do you suggest?
We use him. It's the only way this can continue to exist.
It's almost certain that the obfuscated question marks are meant to be it. The deviant here is definitely Nick. He was unable to be captured by their initial plans, but the they in question might be referencing us, the viewers. We can tell that things are wrong, that these versions are not as they seem. Its solution to dealing with the viewers is even more interesting though, using Nick. Maybe he's implying that they use Nick to keep us distracted from their true plots, or maybe they need Nick to keep their system alive. We don't have enough information to be sure of anything just yet, but there's still one more post on this Tumblr, a picture. Brightening up the background reveals some weird imagery, but nothing that's necessarily informative. The text is obviously a cipher, and shifting all the characters by 15 with a basic Caesar gives us this message. You can take a second to read it and pause the video if you want, but the breach they're describing could likely be what we saw in the data leak video being leaked, though one part of this is of interest. Domain 5 Cave Game. Locus 1325421231514. The locus of something is its particular position, its location. Domain 5, locus 132, etc. seems to imply that this is the name, the description of the location of wherever this breach is. And notice that this isn't the first time we've seen numbers in this form. Remember the unlisted video from earlier, playback 321541? This is also a locus number, and given that this footage is of Deus Ex, maybe each 6-digit code corresponds to a given player's manifestation. Regardless, given this new information, it's very easy to start creating conspiracy theories. I mean, maybe Vil1 and it are aliens. Why else would they specify that the date belongs to Earth? Wouldn't it just be the date? And you know what, that would actually explain how they have access to technology that can capture your soul from Minecraft and make you black out in real life. If they're alien— No. Well, maybe, but theorizing can wait because there are still 2 videos left to watch. This is beta 1.504, 2 out of 4. In the first few seconds of the video, we already get 2 strange anomalies. A long line of null blocks on the far left, and weirdly a chicken laying an egg 6 blocks away from itself. It seems we're back to Nick here, and as he's walking back to his house, some strange music begins to play. Also note that for some reason the screen has been stretched downwards to hide his hotbar. As Nick turns his head towards the corruption, we see that it's far worse than what we previously saw, spreading to an entire half of a giant tree. This manifestation is clearly collapsing. Nick goes inside, and right as he turns towards a chest, static flashes on screen with some suspiciously enchanting table looking characters. Though given that this video from a totally different channel contains the same glitches used in Nick's video, and with these symbols included, it's likely these are meaningless artifacts that Nick didn't include himself. Nick unloads his items, goes back outside, and punches a spider eye at the wall a few times before the video ends. If you think Nick's behavior is weird or eerily calm, the description somewhat clears it up.
I haven't slept in days.
It's interesting that this sentence is in quotes though. I mean, it must come from Nick, but in that case, why quote himself? Is there someone else writing these descriptions that's quoting Nick for us? Below, there's also a string of characters. On their own, these characters do nothing, but if you look back at the static we saw earlier, there's a hidden code inside some of the RGB flashes. Rescrambling this whole message gives us an Imgur prefix, and tacking on the code in the description takes us to this image. The black hand in the bottom right, and the conversation with the console tells us this image was captured by Vil1 himself, though the timing of the screenshot doesn't necessarily add up to what we were watching. Notice how you can almost make out glass windows in the front half of Nick's house, something we don't see at all from his perspective. But more interestingly, hidden in the top left is a Mediafire link, and following it leads us to a download, which in turn downloads a folder with 2 files inside of it, redhands.ogg and the jar file for beta Minecraft 1.504. Checking the properties of both files reveals they were created back in 2011, and playing redhands.ogg in MP3 form gives us the song we heard in the past video. But if we plug it into a spectrogram, time, there are a few more seconds of static that contain this hidden text. Console.//warning, this manifestation is unstable. Please decompile. Following the instructions and decompiling the jar file, which is really just a renamed zip file, we get this message. Public class main, public static void, new security exception, you are not him. This gate is only for him and will only propagate for him. Whoever made this file is definitely protecting it from spying eyes, our eyes. It seems that this quote-unquote gate will only activate for him, whether that be Nick or it or Vil1 is a bit ambiguous, but we assume it's probably Nick. Though that's about where this lead terminates. These files are cool, but they seem to be a dead end. But luckily, there is one more video left to analyze. Beta 1.504 4 out of 4. The footage is interestingly now stretched to the right, though this oddity hardly compares to what we're about to see. Nick enters a new hut, a chest makes a door sound, and then this happens. For the first time on Nick's channel, the two main characters are finally interacting. Nick is aware of Vil1's presence. Their conversation proceeds as follows.
Hello?
This has never happened. Of the many taken, you are different.
What do you mean? Who are you? Hello?
For the first time, since my conception, I feel fear.
This is one of the most momentous videos we've seen yet, though the conversation doesn't really tell us anything we don't already know. Well, if nothing else, it tells us that Vil1 is terrified of Nick's resistance to the corruption. Nick also confirms to us in the description that he is just as confused as we would assume him to be, but this isn't all. If you look into the comments, there's a message from the console.
Console.//message. A step forward often requires many steps back.
And deeper in the description, we can find a 3-letter string. In fact, going back like the comment advises, we find that planted in the description of older videos are more of these weird codes. Brute forcing the possible arrangements of characters, Discord user Skizik was able to find they unscrambled to a URL to one final unlisted video on Nick's channel, Vil1 Ocular Data 01. And this video is absolutely insane. The video is recorded in the same position we saw in the Imgur screenshot. This and the black and white hand make it pretty clear that this is Vil1's perspective, and in the top left of the screen, the version reveals that this is a special console edition of the game. Hilarious, I know. In front of us, we can see Nick building the structure we saw him standing in the last video, placing this video before what we just watched. And notably, something interesting that granted makes sense is that Vil1 appears to be in creative. But obviously, the elephant in the room, in the top right, we can see a giant black box, the console. This is what all those mentions have been referring to. We watch as while Nick builds his little storage silo, Vil1 communicates with it.
Miligus, your failure to contain him is most concerning. We cannot spare the data to create another manifestation. If this collapses, he will be free to roam. This alone could be enough to destroy everything. Get a hold of this, or there will be punishment.
I am watching him now.
Watching him isn't enough.
I am going to try to take him again.
Miligus, this is highly unsafe. There are rules to collecting data, and you know that. If you fail and we are revealed, this is it for us. There will be consequences. Miligus.
Console.//logout.
And the video ends. It's likely that right after this interaction, Vil1 tried to capture Nick as he said, but failed, and we got the interaction in the last public video. In their conversation, it seems kind of concerned about, quote, using more data to create another manifestation. And with that line, the pieces are finally falling into place. The reason that we saw Vil was trying so hard to create the manifestations without any data in the Tumblr posts, the reason the system didn't let him, and the reason they need to actually capture more players in the first place. Their whole system runs on player data. Every time they use the information of an hour's player, they can't just reuse that. Data is limited, meaning they have to capture the souls of more and more players to keep their system running. This also explains one of the cryptic quotes from it that we saw earlier. They need Nick's data for their system to exist. Their system must somehow run or depend on the data from collecting Nick. That's why they need to capture him so badly. It seems frantic, begging Vil 1 to take Nick quickly, otherwise he'll find a way to communicate with us, the viewers, and shed light on their whole scheme. So Vil 1 decides to try and hours corrupt Nick again despite its warnings, and as it feared, Vil 1 was revealed to Nick. One more detail I want to point out that I didn't show is the background audio of this video. At 26 seconds, 28 seconds, 50 seconds, and 53 seconds, we hear the noise of a cat, a sheep, and a cat in that order. Cats, or ocelots, would have no reason to ever spawn outside a village or jungle, which we are pretty confident is nowhere near to Nick's house, which means that for some reason or another, these animal sounds are edited in. But why? What's really going on here? Well, from all the new information we've gathered across the new videos, we can draw a much clearer picture of what's happening to Nick. He's not the only victim of this corruption. Some malevolent entity known as It, with his right-hand man Vil 1, are using a sophisticated system and console to create simulated versions of Minecraft and capturing the souls of real people to use as data to power their simulations. These manifestations can't last forever though, and eventually collapse as evidenced by the presence of null blocks in the world. From what we've seen, they've captured at least 7 players, but when they try to capture Nick, it fails. Over and over, they fail to get Nick for some unknown reason. He is an exception to their corruption. It is desperate to collect him. They need Nick for their scheme, but what's the end goal here? Well, I think I might have solved it. What if what we're watching here is some sort of matrix or simulation? I know that might seem unsatisfying, but hear me out here. If you really think about it for a second, the ability to capture the souls of players through the screen and turn them into data should not be possible. Nick blacks out when he touches the null blocks. Deus Ex screams in real life and gets corrupted. This technology should not be possible. It shouldn't exist. It's either alien or it's simulated. If you've ever watched The Matrix, you know, and spoiler alert if you haven't, that while millions of people think they're experiencing a normal life, their bodies are stuck inside pods that are hooked up to tubes, artificially stimulating their brains into imagining that what they see is actually real. And the kicker here? These people are all being used for electricity to power an evil artificial intelligence known as the Machine. What if this, a sort of matrix, is what Nick is actually living in? All these players that we see, including Nick, are in some sort of simulated reality, and it is an evil artificial intelligence that wants to feed off the power of their minds. With access to the system, it would have the ability to jack their brains and could make them think they're in 2011, 2024, or whatever it wants. And it uses Minecraft and these manifestations to capture their consciousness and use them as energy to keep growing. It would also make sense why all these manifestations are stored as files, a detail from the Tumblr posts I never really elaborated on. It seemed odd to me that seemingly Nick's entire existence was stored in a single file, but this would make sense if his consciousness was a simulation. It's all a digital world. And finally, Vil 1 is its helper, but he's also a human. He types like a human, he speaks like one, and that's why he's helping us. And I'm not just pulling that out of nowhere. Vil 1 gave Nick the secret message to run away in Morse code, and then later he directly refused its orders and tried to capture Nick, probably knowing it wouldn't work and trying to delay turning him into ours. Vil 1 is pretending to be its right-hand man, but he's leaking to us, the viewers, game files, images, videos, and secret messages to help stop its evil schemes. Because think about it, how would we possibly get access to Vil 1's POV if he wasn't trying to share it with us? It's because Vil 1 can't bear to see these lives being taken and corrupted for any longer, and the reason he doesn't just refuse to help, well, maybe then it will take and corrupt his data as well. He has no choice except to pretend to cooperate. But one more thing that the attentive among you may have noticed is that something is actually amiss. Video 3 out of 4 is missing. It goes 1 out of 4, 2 out of 4, 4 out of 4. There's no 3 out of 4. Where is this video? Over the course of collecting clues, we've reached a few dead ends. Dead ends that I believe are the key to finding this hidden video and solving this mystery. For one, what are the locust numbers? Are they some sort of cipher? 2, are the captured players' names just random, or is there something more to this collection of 7 names? Sure, they look normal, but there could be more to them than meets the eye. And 3, the files. Yes, we got this cool jar file, but it doesn't take us anywhere or advance the story. What gives there? And there's the weird animal sounds in Vil1's video. I'm convinced that somewhere hidden among all these clues is a way to get the URL of video 3 out of 4. Some way to progress further and uncover its true motive and stop him for good before he can carry out his evil schemes. And that's where I ask you for help. I can't solve this mystery on my own, so if you've watched this far and you want to help solve the ARG, then join the Discord in the description, click into the Nick56 thread, read the pins, and get digging to find the missing video. Thank you to all the amazing members of the Discord that helped with the investigation thus far, and a special thank you to Skizik, Gouther, and Highlander Steve for organizing the majority of the effort. Only together, with your guys' help, can we actually crack this mystery and
The whole universe was in a hot, dense state. I got the Big Bang Theory stuck in my head now. Why? The whole universe is in a hot, dense state. What to do? What to do? Pardon me, OBS. I need to scooch it to the side for a sec. What to do? What to do? So many games, but do I actually want to play any of them? Ew. Oh my god. Um. Da-da-da-da-da. Mod of the year. Um. Well, gosh. Oh, well, now I have an unnecessary fear about playing Minecraft because of those ARGs. Fuck. So. Um. Like I said, I have all these games, but what to want to play? Hmm. See, I don't like playing Dead by Daylight alone because I get actually scared during the game. It's more fun to have others to play with because then I can talk to them and stuff. Um, do I want to do one of my story games? Hmm. Let's see. Uh, da-da-dee. What to do? Decision has been made. Let me update stream while it loads. Oh. Oh, okay. The Foogies. The Foogies wanted to appear, apparently. But they couldn't load in because I'm not in a Discord. I don't like that. I didn't like that. Oh boy. Yeah, my model's moving a little slower because, you know, the game I chose is a bit clunky. Just a wee bit. My ears. No. Oh boy. Whoop. That was bad. Okay. Yes, yes, I'm getting on it. Test. Where is it? There you go. There you go, OBS. Happy. Damn. Okay, maybe not that game. Maybe I have to have that game preloaded before starting. Yikes. Okay, uh, you know what? I think I'll actually just call it here. I'm getting kind of tired, and dinner's gonna be ready soon. I want to thank everyone who stopped by during the stream and everyone who is watching the VOD after. I hope you all have a good day, evening, night, morning, whatever time zone you may be in. And I'll catch you all in the next video. Have a good, or video, stream. God, that's how tired I am. Anyways, bye.